Hey everybody, Kenny here. So I'm honestly expecting this particular video not to get any views. If anyone's watching this video, it's probably just morbid curiosity over anything, since this is a weird topic to kind of go over for this particular game. Anyways, what I want to go over in this one is actually the created character unit editing, pretty much. So if you go to any shop and you go to the guild, they give you the option to change the appearance of the character. You can also reset your level here, recruit new characters, but today we're just going to be talking about the change appearance option. So I had mentioned in a previous episode about how I changed my Virgil and my Lana, which are the two characters that, well, the two kind of custom units that you are given at the start of the game. When you first get Virgil, he's using this portrait up here, that right there, and he's just a red-headed unit with, and probably that one. Yeah, so that's probably what he looked like. It's been a very long time since I played this game. So the reason I updated the look of this character, because there wasn't really any impetus for me to do it, other than your normal reasonings for updating any character. But the reason for me doing that is that, well, so first let me just go over, so as I've mentioned previously, the majority of the characters I have are actually just story characters. And I have just these 5 custom characters. And of those 5, I think I made 3. I know for sure I made this one and this one. This one I'm still unsure whether or not that was one of the ones that they give you at the start of the game, or if, you know, I just created that one. But my reason for choosing to update these two the way that I did, so for Lana, I believe that if we look at her appearance in here, I think she started with, I think this. Yeah, if she didn't start with this one, then she probably started with maybe this one. I don't remember. It's been a long time. But so essentially, over time, just the way that I had leveled each character. So with Virgil, I always had him leveling as, you know, wizard and plague doctor and sorcerer. You know, like all of the casting classes, and same thing with Lana there. And I was just eventually got to a point where I felt that their progression as characters wasn't really reflected in the way they looked. So I wanted them to have, like, for Virgil, I wanted him to have more like an occulty look. I felt that, you know, I had him go kind of like dark with his past progression. And similarly, Lana had also kind of been delving more dark places. And so I decided, oh, you know, I for fun, I want to update those portraits. So since these are characters that, you know, you would have access to regardless of when you started playing this game, I wanted to go over that just so I could go over why these two are the way they are. So these two are my created characters. And for Kalene here, when I recruited her, I believe she was using this portrait. And so over time, as her theme kind of seemed like it was going to like more of like a natural kind of caster kind of thing, I think I moved her to this one. Then eventually, like, she became more of a kind of a hybrid of kind of like a ninja shaman kind of character. So I think I did that one for a little bit, and then I settled on this one because I felt that like really fit the theme of where I was going with her. Then the same thing with Othing here. Othing, I had start with this portrait, and then as he progressed, I felt that, you know, he was like evolving as a character, so I think I moved him over to this one, or maybe this one here. And then as he became like more of like a veteran character in my party, and it just felt right to have him move on to this one. And really, like, and it's all just it's a case of, do you prefer Baldur's Gate or Icelandale, is the way I like to put it. So what I mean by that is, in Baldur's Gate, you have your one created character who's your chosen one, who then meets up with a batch of companions that each have set personalities that you interact with the game. And in Icelandale, you have your party of created characters who are all just the characters you wanted them to be. And they have no backstory other than whatever you decide they had. Everything about them is flavor for you. For example, in Icelandale, I have an entire party that I name all of my saves something along the lines of Taverin. So, you know, they're all, if you've read the Wheel of Time books, you know, they're all kind of like the party from Wheel of Time. So my sorcerer is named Rand, my fighter thief is named Matt. My fighter druid is named Perrin. My Kensei fighter is named Lan. My mage fighter is named Nynaeve. It's and there's nothing in the game telling you, oh, like theme your party or anything of the sort. It's just, that's what I prefer. That's my personal preference, is to create a fantasy for who my characters are. And it's something that I prefer over traditional scripted character protagonists that you normally get in RPGs. But to me, being able to advance character this way, in a way that makes it feel like they're growing as my idea of them grows, is just a really fun idea. And I personally, I recommend that if you're like me and you're more of an Icewind Dale over Baldur's Gate person, then I recommend doing the same. Just because it's a fun way to keep you enjoying the game over what you normally get in these types of games. Because usually your created characters are just whatever their jobs are, and there's no personality to them at all. And you can come up with something, but there's just not enough there to make them feel like they're yours. And this game just happens to provide the tools for someone like me who really likes Dungeons and Dragons and really loves just creating characters. And yes, so the reason that I only have the two is that I've played too many of these kinds of games, and it just, that there's a limit to how many characters you can bring with you into battle. And if I just kept on creating characters, then eventually it just reached a point where I had a bunch of characters that I was never using. So I wanted to make sure that I went quality over quantity with these two. And that's really the only reason. Anyways, like I said, this is a video that I very much doubt anyone will find any value in watching. It's just that this is something that, to me, is an important thing in games, and I'm sure for most people it's not. But if it is for you, then I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thanks for sticking with me, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks, everybody. Bye.